So in front of you, you have a solubility curve chart. And just walking you through that solubility curve chart, you notice that I have on this side the grams of solute. Remember, this is the substance that you are dissolving, things like sugar or salt dissolved in 100 grams of water. And here we have temperature. And similar to the lab that you've done, you notice that as you increase the temperature, here the temperature is increasing, that for most solutes, they dissolve easier, or they dissolve more and more. Okay, so for example, in this case of potassium nitrate, if we have 20 degrees temperature, that means that 30 grams of potassium nitrate will dissolve in 100 grams of water. If we increase the temperature to 60 degrees, on the other hand, here's 60 degrees, we move up, here's potassium nitrate, and in that case it looks like it's 115 grams of potassium can dissolve in 100 grams of water. So these solubility curves tell us how many grams of solute can dissolve in water. Now, on the curve itself, this identifies the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved. Okay, now let's say, for example, in this case right over here, we have 70 degrees, and at 70 degrees it looks like we have the maximum of 140 grams of potassium nitrate being able to be dissolved. Well, what happens if you have 141 grams? So 1 gram more. That means that 1 gram is left undissolved, and 140 are dissolved. So 140 equals dissolved. Okay? And this is why when we did the lab, you saw a few of your beakers still had some solute in it, like sugar or water. But if you heated it up, then those disappeared because they were able to be dissolved. We call anything on the right side of this line, we call that supersaturated. That means that it is no longer able to dissolve any more material. So some of that material, that solute, will remain undissolved and as a solid on the bottom. Anything to the, so that's to the left of the line. Anything to the right of the line is considered unsaturated solution, and that means that you still have the possibility of dissolving more solute in there before it hits this saturation point. Okay, and at this line right here, that's the saturation point. And this is what we call a saturated solution. And that ends the lesson for how to read solubility graphs.